guys, and you saw that. You saw that because everyone in the world saw that. Hello guys, and I'm very proud to record this video today about the success of the Ukrainian operation deep inside Russia, in the result of which we destroyed 5 of their military air bases together with their strategic cruise missile carriers and a lot of missiles. In general, approximately 100 Russian aircraft erased in just one day, in the result of very smart, very elegant, very professional, above professional operation with cheap drones ruining $7 billion, $7 billion of Russian aviation. That is a demonstration of Ukrainian bravery, strength, resilience, wisdom. And that is a demonstration of Russia's total weakness, decline. Guys, be with Ukraine, support Ukraine. When I was collecting facts about this operation known as Spider Web that was developed by Ukrainian SBU for more than a year, I had to pause to think about how genius these ideas are. You know, even in the darkest days, I'm always proud to be Ukrainian. I know that my country stands for the truth, for the good, for the motherland. We defend ourselves. But today I was super proud, and I still am. And to tell you the truth, after I record this video, I am going to drink some wine in the capital of brave Ukraine. So let's start with the details that are already available. Dozens of Russian aircraft destroyed, their cruise missiles, and maybe even a submarine that was capable of carrying nuclear weapons. So by demilitarizing Russia, we not only save lots of innocent Ukrainian lives, but we also make the world a safer place, because you all know Russia loves threatening the world with all that evil they possessed before we demilitarized them today. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see future operations that I'm sure will follow if Russia does not surrender, subscribe, we will discuss that on the channel. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and I'm so proud to be a part of my country in this day and every day. So let's start. I literally could not believe what was happening, because we started the day with a very long air raid alert. Russia traditionally targeted us with ballistic missiles, with drones, but they cannot break us. We are very strong, we are very determined, and we stand for our homes, for our lives. That's very simple. And this special military operation was developed by Ukrainian SBU, which is defense of Ukraine, and the head of it has a surname Maluk, which can be translated as baby, which is like worth a separate movie or a series. So during a year and a half they were working on this operation that is just genius. First, they transported a lot of inexpensive drones inside Russia, different locations really far away from the Ukrainian border, because air bases in Irkutsk, in Murmansk were targeted, near Moscow. I had to make a list of all of that. So first they brought FPV drones and other drones on the territory of Russia. Then they brought wooden mobile houses that they put on top of the trucks. Really difficult to imagine, but inside that houses there were lots of drones. Remember to support our NAFO campaign, because you know we are getting more drones, we kind of need more drones. So they were put in those houses, and then the roofs were moved up somehow with remote control, and lots of these drones started demilitarizing objects. a very important thing. All the people responsible for this operation were in Ukraine at the moment it started. So all of the operation was conducted remotely, and that is the future of the warfare, and that is why NATO needs Ukraine too. This operation will be in NATO books, in NATO courses. Subscribe and share this video. This is very important. So I do need to look up on what objects we targeted. First of all, these are military air bases, and every Ukrainian knows their evil names, because that is Belaya, Dyagilevo, Olenya, I remember very well, Ivanovo, and also one Voskresensk near Moscow. They are in very different regions of Russia, and it was happening simultaneously, and they could not do anything, and there were swarms of these drones doing the job, and there are tons of videos of Russians surprised. Where are these drones flying? Many thought these were Russian drones, and when they realized drones demilitarized their aircraft, they were paralyzed. So, according to the Ukrainian sources, we destroyed 100 of Russian tools, and these are instruments they use to kill Ukrainians on a daily basis. So by destroying 100, we save thousands and thousands of lives like that, because, oh my God, this is so right. And I do thank God for this support, because we are on the side of truth. So, Russians claim only 40 or 41. An explanation may be for that. Some of that aircraft are old Soviet crap that was still used to repair those working ones. But this is officially 34% of Russian strategic aviation. Just think about that. 34% of Russian strategic aviation. That is worth $4 billion, destroyed in one day with drones that were sleeping inside Russia waiting for the time. And those drones are cheap, incomparably cheap. That's amazing. 100 Russian aircraft demilitarized, together with these stockpiles of their evil missiles, all on the territories of military objects that are legitimate. This is just beautiful. If you didn't like Ukraine before that, you should start loving us. Honestly, I am very proud, and let me know in the comments below what surprised you in this operation, because literally no one expected that coming. And there are so many memes with Zelensky, with Maluk, with Budanov, and with Trump, you know, like, you don't have a card. Do you see how many cards we have right now? Cards that are $7 billion worth. That is an argument even for people like Trump, who have only money in their head. This is amazing. According to some reports that may be confirmed, a submarine that was capable of carrying nuclear warheads was also neutralized in Severomorsk. Russians are not very creative when naming their cities. So, by destroying such carriers, bombers, submarines, we not only protect Ukraine, that goes without saying, that is our priority, but it is also good for all the countries which Russia constantly threatens. And you've heard their threats in the direction of the United States, United Kingdom, France, Lithuania. Literally every country was once threatened by the Kremlin, at least once. So by developing such operations, we make the world a safer place. But perhaps the most important conclusions that I want to make is that Russia does not control anything. Russia does not have cards. Please, someone tell it to Donald Trump. And remember to subscribe and share. That's a good day to join our community. And also check the merch shop. We have a new collection, summer collection, to celebrate there. This event. We did not plan to start it today, but we've decided to do so. And there are lots of t-shirts with very, very, very symbolic prints that you may like for this hot summer season. And you see the season is really hot. So the conclusions that I want to make together with you after you like the video, because I will like this video myself, because this kind of news are so inspiring. We see that Russia does not control its borders. When Ukraine entered Kursk, when Ukraine entered Belgorod, they could not stop us, and they did not predict it at all. They did not predict it. They did not know it coming. And it was a huge humiliation for the Kremlin, because it demonstrated Russia does not control its borders. A country that claimed itself the second strongest army in the world turned out to be the second strongest army in Russia after Ukraine, you know. So after that, like, the world saw that. Trust me, even those who keep supporting Putin repeating Russian BS deep inside know that Russia does not control its borders. And now we see that Russia cannot protect its strategic objects. I said that a number of times, literally during every Russian geography lesson, when we learned more about the targeted military airfields there, about oil refineries. But that is a small percent in comparison to what we witnessed today. My God, dozens of Russian strategic cruise missile carriers erased, and the majority of them Russia cannot replace. You know why? Because they were produced back in Soviet times. They are not able to produce a lot of really working things now in Russia. That's why they order them from China. But I wonder what China thinks now, witnessing that with all that need, Russia was not able to protect very important objects, and all in the context of potential negotiations in Istanbul. 34% of Russian strategic aviation destroyed during just one day with drones, guys, that simply jumped out, flew out of the trucks. So we may officially say that is not an exaggeration. Russia does not protect its borders. Russia does not protect its strategic objects in dozens and hundreds. So it's not an accidental problem. Beautiful. Russia always says it's prepared for war. No, it was prepared for a blitzkrieg on the territory of Ukraine. They wanted to put some pro-Russian figures to, occupy us quickly, and they failed. And they failed 1,000 times, and today 7 billion times they failed today, which is super beautiful and super important for all the people who still care about freedom, justice. Justice is important. For centuries, subscribe. For centuries, Russia kept surviving because of its large territories. Was it Russian Empire, was it Soviet Union, or the modern Russian Federation? They kept escaping elsewhere from Moscow to some other cities, or, for example, they relocated their military industry, or they even located them from the very beginning quite far away from the European borders, or like they used this big size. But now we see that big territories, big problems, and with modern war, with artificial intelligence that was involved, with drones, with Ukrainian SBU, literally nowhere in Russia is safe if that is a legitimate military target. And of that, I am also very proud, because we have a lot of tasks as a country. Number one, to defeat and demilitarize Russia, which goes together to survive as a nation, as a country. And second, to remain strong, beautiful, and kind. And that is what we are doing. Let me know what do you think about all of that. I promise that I will drink some wine and I will read your comments very attentively, because today is an important day. It is a truly historic day. And trust me, for the next decades, generations of soldiers in every corner of the world will learn from this special military operation of the Ukrainian armed forces on the territory of Russia that led to the destruction of more than a third of strategic Russian aviation in just one day. Russia has never experienced anything like that in its history. It did not happen even in times of the Second World War. Thank you so much for being a part of this resilient community and for making it all possible. Today is a good day to support our NAFO campaign, and here I connect a link. If you feel like doing that, please do. That's a good way to celebrate and to help us protect thousands of innocent lives. A lot of people who will never know that were saved today. And that is beautiful. That is worth a separate book, a separate movie. And I am so proud to be Ukrainian. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. Remember to check my new channel, Anna Danichuk, and there is an interesting video about why the reconstruction of the Soviet Union is impossible, and I see you like it. So check the video and let me know what you think in comments below that video. Subscribe to my X, I'm fighting that, to my Instagram, my Blue Sky, Threads, and we have an amazing Discord community. And thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. I will drink some wine instead of coffee today. And thank you so much for being friends of Ukraine, because your friendship, your support, your understanding, your love is what makes it all possible. We are very grateful and we are very proud that we have friends and that we can surprise these friends with some really good news about the demilitarization of Russia. Slava Ukraini!